Trade But Radio, coming through on your wireless.
Well, g'day listeners. How the hell are ya? Happy Funky Shirt Friday. We are here back in the Trade But podcast studio, coming into your ears at 5 a.m. on a Friday morning. Hope you're feeling all right. And we've got a very special guest here today. Actually, we've got a different studio set up today because we've lost a couple and we've gained one and a half, really. That's Carlin Pryor, as aka Sparky KP. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Lovely. And the lovely Remy, 7.5 weeks old.
Just chilling.
Now, anything could go down here because babies are unpredictable.
Yeah.
So if Carlin has to disappear at one point and rock the pram back to sleep, you know why, and I'll just have to hit it solo. So,
or if there's very sad screaming going on, it's just coming from over there.
She seems pretty bloody good though.
Yeah, she's good.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
I hope it falls far from my tree.
Which tree, mum or dad? All right, listeners. Well, yeah, happy Funky Shirt Friday. Hope everyone's having a great time out there. Obviously, every day's a great day to start a conversation, but Fridays are even better because the vibe's just bloody great on a Friday. Talking to Carlin before we came in, everyone, everyone wearing their shirts on Friday, right?
Yep.
It's a good day to get it going. So we're going to run through a few segments today, legends. So, yeah, we'll catch up with Carlin in a moment. We'll shoot through tricks of the trade. There's a prize to be won today, so make sure you get around it. There's a very interesting prize: shirt, hat, sunny strap cap, and our new reflective socks. So, yeah, you'll be able to jump in and win something for yourself there. We're going to go through tricks of the trade, and we're going to have a chat to Carlin and find out what her tricks of the trade are, being a good, clean Sparky who always cleans up after herself. We'll touch on last week's winner, everyone's favourite segment, Rockin' Your Sock. Jeez, Rockin' Your Sock. It's been going off. It's been rocking off. Funky Shirt Friday business shout-out coming to you. And a little TX wrap-up, so we'll see what's going on in the world of TX and, all the amazing people that have been reaching out and having some support through TX. So, Carlin, welcome to the studio. I know you're a bit nervous.
I'm so nervous.
What are you nervous about?
I don't know. I'm not a great public speaker.
Well, good thing we're not in public.
No, this is pretty public though.
Oh, it's not really. We're just in here, we're just in here chilling. As Ed's always referencing our 3 listeners, but there's at least 250 of them this week. They're all right. How the hell are you?
I'm good. I'm actually really good.
So you've just gone from being a full-time Sparky to being a full-time mother.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a big adjustment.
Yeah, I bet. So just take us back a little bit because, everyone would, a lot of our listeners might recognise you from many trademark photo shoots.
Yep, part-time model sometimes.
Part-time model, yeah. So you've gone through a pretty interesting little period going from, falling pregnant, working on site, pregnant, and then
that was big.
Yeah.
It's not common to see a pregnant person on site. So at first, just a lot of guys thought I was getting fat, which was hilarious. A guy came up and said, "Oh, thought you'd just really let yourself go, but someone told me you're pregnant." Was nice.
How far into the mix was this?
Oh, it was when I was about 30 weeks, so I was looking very pregnant by then.
Yeah,
but still.
I actually don't think there's a point in time in a pregnancy where it's ever okay to assume that it's a pregnancy.
No, never. Never say to someone how far along are you.
Never.
Just wait for them to tell you.
Never. Funny story, when Ed and I went up to, where did we go? To Camberwell, to Rockland Station. It was one of the earliest trips with Trademark that we did out to go and talk to a crew of, ringers and, country people, which they're pretty hard to talk to mental health about, right? Talk about mental health too. And what do you call the people who run the homestead? Anyway, the woman who was running the whole thing was pregnant, clearly pregnant. And when we were she was, but we also knew she was pregnant. There'd been discussions of pregnancy. It wasn't And then we were coming to say hello to each other. And we went in for a cuddle, and me, bloody foot and mouth, I was like, I can hardly get my arms around you. And everyone that I was with was just looked at me, was just like, you are the biggest idiot in the world. I was like, I think you got to put your foot in mouth, maybe just once in your life until you realise it. Don't mention people's pregnancies. Don't mention whether you can get your arms around someone or not. I don't think it's a good idea.
How big someone's got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but was she pregnant?
She definitely was. So
that's how you're telling the story anyway.
I never got to. I haven't got to live that down. Just don't mention pregnancies unless someone volunteers the information to you. Yeah, it's just easier. So, baby life, mother life.
It's obviously a lot different to working full time in construction. It's a big jump to being on your feet all day to looking after someone else.
She seems so chill.
She's asleep. She's got sick of us already.
How good?
She said we're boring.
Does that mean this is a boring podcast?
Probably.
I tell you, she'll wake back up when we do Rockin' Your Sock.
Maybe.
For sure.
She'll have some rocks in her sock.
Or at least tricks of the trade. So obviously, I've got a guest host today because my wingman Ed Ross is still on holidays, well deserved, out there having a bit of R&R. I'm lonely.
I was going to say, how are you feeling about that?
I've been so lonely. Actually, not. No, maybe not so lonely. I've got this awesome team.
I've got a good
around
phone number for you to call.
Do you?
TX.
I don't think I
don't know the number.
The thing is, I can't talk to them because I pay them. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I can't.
Conflict of interest.
I can't do therapy with them.
No.
I've got my own psychologist to
Good.
go and talk to about all that stuff.
Good.
So but Ed's back next week. So I can't wait. I'm sure we'll go and have a feed of Nando's when he's back because that's just a little guilty pleasure that we like to do together. We like to go on
Cheeky
little man
Nando's.
dates.
That's nice.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
cute.
I don't know if you know, but he's in 2 marriages.
Oh, with you and
One with
his
me,
actual
one with
wife.
his wife. Yeah. So we talk about that a lot, and it's kind of actually very real as well. But I think maybe Ed and I communicate more with each other in our marriage than what he does in his own marriage. I'm not sure.
Bit of polygamy there.
Well, I mean, yeah. Let's just skate through that one. Polygamy. Mould day. We had a mould day on Friday.
Oh.
Do you know about our mould days?
No.
Mutts off leash day.
Oh, yes, I do know.
Yeah, it's because we're such legends around here. We give all our team members and ourselves a few extra long weekends each year.
It's a bloody brilliant idea.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes in a high pressure environment or like in a fast moving environment, everyone just needs a little bit of extra downtime. I know I certainly enjoyed my extra day off, although it was raining.
It's always raining at the moment.
Every time I have days off, I'm having 2 days off. Yeah, well, actually, not tomorrow because this is Friday that we're coming through. We don't pre-record this. I'm having 2 days off this week. I've spilt the beans again. So should we dive into our first segment, DK? Now, tricks of the trade. Pretty straightforward. All we want to know is tricks of the trade that you know or anyone else knows. Could be in the trade world, but it could just be in life. You know what I mean? There's a few little life hacks that people need to know that everyone's made plenty of mistakes before. And, I suppose that's how you learn. But if we can kind of share those tricks around, tricks of the trade is about, sharing knowledge so that no one else trips up and makes the same mistakes that we all do because we've all been there. Last week, Clayton came in and showed us how to roll up a lead.
I saw that.
Yeah, went off.
Like I said, I really thought he was going to throw it in the bin.
Oh, yeah, when he said just throw it out.
Just throw it out.
That's probably the best way to roll up a lead, isn't
and then
it?
you never have to worry about it. We're going to go buy a new one.
Yeah. So last week, now the issue is this week, we've only had one response for tricks of the trade, which is kind of boring, isn't it?
It is.
And it was a good response. It was a very respectful response, actually. It's not the kind of response that you get from a young person, but I'm just going to open it here because I was supposed to have it open on my phone already. From Bailey Tame. Now, I know who Bailey Tame is, but listen to this. Hey, mate, my trick of the trade. Listen to each generation of a business. For example, for adults listening to younger people for their little pops of wisdom, the younger kids also listen to adults for their wisdom of how to go through life. Thanks, dudes. Listen to your elders.
That's very wise.
Listen to your elders. Is that like basically it? Like listen to like how good is that?
Yeah.
Well, she's just won herself a nice little trademark starter pack.
Nice.
Now, tricks of the trade, Carlin, talk to me.
Mine's not that.
It doesn't.
Mine's not that full.
It
of
doesn't
wisdom,
have to be.
sorry.
It doesn't have to be that wise.
Okay. Well, I think that magnets are everyone's best friend on the job site, especially sparkies. If you drop something down a wall cavity, tools, C-clips, anything, bit of magnet, like a magnet on a bit of cable, drop it down, you've rescued your tools.
Oh, so you're going fishing. You're going fishing with cables.
Cut me off.
Bang! That's you gong. You're tricking the trade. That's like a logie, like the logie's speech, right? When you go too long,
Play the music.
play the music and get them off stage. So hang on. So you're going fishing with magnets.
Yep.
How many magnets have you got?
I just got one.
Okay. And is it one of those like classic like
No.
cartoon like big D
Like a horseshoe
like it's a
one?
horseshoe?
No.
Yeah, it's a horseshoe. Mate,
No,
I was going to
it's
say
like-
it's D shape, but it's like a
like
C shape, but it's a horseshoe.
About that big, and it's like a cylinder. Looks like a little mini Coke can or something. That's the best way to describe it.
And what do you tie?
And it's got a hook on it on the top. It always has a hook on it. So we use them a lot to find studs in walls and stuff like that, so that you don't cut holes into studs and then you can't pull your cables out. But they come in handy for other things like fishing.
You wouldn't want to be cutting holes in studs and cutting bloody pieces of timber. That's how the house falls down, right?
Look how cranky you got.
Chippies and Sparky's about to go water each other.
Sparkies aren't friends with anybody apparently.
Nah,
Everyone hates
they're
us.
all right. I think it's healthy competition in the trade industry. I actually thought your trick of the trade was going to be always carry a dustpan and brush.
No, definitely not.
Because all Sparkies do that, right?
I've got a vacuum though. I do carry. I've got a little M12 vacuum.
Lovely.
Yeah, I'm
Lovely.
not too messy.
So what else have you caught when you've been fishing with your magnet?
Well, I dropped my favourite stubby screwdriver down a drain one time. Like, and didn't have the drain, like the cap on it yet.
It's called
And
a plumber?
No, I did not. I had a bit of a sulk to myself, like, oh, it's my favourite screwdriver, damn it. And then I went and got my magnet, tied a long bit of cable and just dropped it down the pipe until I felt it, brought it back up.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, rescued.
Well, there you go.
Didn't have to buy a new one.
Trick of the trade, give us a gong. What about for motherhood?
I don't have many yet.
Any new tricks of the trade yet?
No, just
Rock the pram back and forth.
rock the pram. Don't stop moving.
Yeah, right.
Just keep the baby moving.
Hand the baby round a lot.
Yeah, hand the baby around a lot. Give it to everybody else when she gets too heavy.
Yeah, I think that makes them like social, doesn't it? Like if it helps with like attachment or detachment or something. I don't know. I mean, I don't know anything about anything.
You don't know anything about motherhood?
No, I'm just all the books that I read about motherhood and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it's one of the biggest things I've learned is take some time to yourself at the start. Don't overload yourself with visitors. Make sure it's just you and your partner loving the baby for a bit so you get used to each other.
Yeah.
It's a pretty massive adjustment. So
Huge adjustment.
huge adjustment.
Yeah, and it's weird when I mean, obviously you were coming in here all the way through your pregnancy, and then it's like now she's Earth side, and it's like, oh yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah, that's a whole human there.
Yeah, cool. So great. Righto. So where are we at now? Last week's winner, we've sorted that out. Make sure if you want to win a Trademark prize next week. So a Trademark starter pack coming.
Are you ready to win an amazing Trademark prize?
Yeah, there you go.
Trademark.
I nearly cut you off. So the prize is your choice of Trademark shirt, anything. High vis, low vis, short sleeve, long sleeve. A Trademark hat, sunny strap, cap. And now, have you seen our
I haven't
reflective
seen
socks?
the reflective socks. I heard that mentioned and
So
I was like, where are these socks?
I'll have to show you a pair. They're epic, but they're really hard to show the reflective on them because to actually capture the
You need a light.
yeah, well you need you don't know
Darkness
anyone
and a
do
light
you?
source.
Exactly. Yeah, and then a camera person to catch it. But yeah, they're awesome. I'll show you when they're after. So yeah, Trademark starter pack: shirt, hat, sunny strap, cap, and reflective socks. We want to know your tricks of the trade. Send them in because it's dry out there, and we know you've got tricks. We know that you've got tricks. I'll tell you who will have tricks of the trade is Ed Ross. He will not wait. He will not be able to wait to be able to share his wisdom and knowledge. Righto. Rocking your sock?
I had a rock that got way down deep in my sock.
What is this music? So good.
So you thought you were awkward? This podcast is what's awkward.
Fantastic.
Now, we were talking about rocking your sock off air, and I was actually thinking, I'm trying to think what's been annoying me this week or what's been really plaguing me, and there's not much coming to mind. But yeah, you were talking about. Well, I mean, you have an issue with. You tell me at the shopping centre.
I have an issue with people, generally teenagers, and yes, I'm old, but on their phones and not looking up while they're walking around. It drives me insane. They're not looking where they're going. They just walk into you. And I just think, what kind of social interaction is that with your friends when you're walking along next to your friends on your phone? You're both like just glued. It's like, are you talking to each other via your phone? Just stand and have a conversation.
Texting each other. No, they're probably texting their friends and figuring out, how they're going to get up to no good at the movie cinemas, this kind of stuff, right?
Maybe.
So because do you ever? Yeah, because it does piss me off too. Are you guilty of this at all yourself ever? Like walking along with your phone and
Not really. Not like I don't think so.
Well, you couldn't be if it's a rock in your sock for you. You'd have to be pretty aware of it.
big. Yeah, I'm generally my phone's in my pocket when I might stop to do something.
Do you hold the line?
Do I hold the line?
If someone's coming, if you're coming head on,
yeah, 100%.
do you hold the line?
I will let them walk into me.
Yeah,
I'm pretty broad, so I'm ready. I'm ready for a collision.
You should get a bull bar on the pram. I bet that thing would come with an added. I bet you could get an optional extra.
And call up a baby and see if they make a bull bar for the pram.
Actually, that's a really good idea.
For ramming teenagers, that's horrible.
Whoa. I mean, if you've got a pram, it's like you got a little dodgem car now. You might as well trick it out so that you can really take them down.
New mothers always use the prams as battering rams anyway.
You know what? I have actually noticed that they are pretty pushy, people with prams. I try not to be, but I have noticed that there is a fair bit of argy-bargy with the prams.
That doesn't surprise me. And how much weight did you say that thing holds in the bottom?
Like 23 kilos in the bottom or something.
You haven't tried getting in there at all?
No, I weigh a lot more than 23 kilos. I'd break the thing. I don't want to buckle it.
Surely Dylan's tried getting in, hasn't he?
No.
Hasn't tried getting in the pram?
Nah.
Yeah, right.
We don't want to break it.
Geez, they've come a long way.
It's pretty fancy.
Pretty good piece of technology.
It is.
Yeah, got the brakes on it and everything, right? So
it's this one, so you don't ruin your shoes. And Dylan and I both love our fresh shoes.
I know.
It's actually got like two, so you hit it down on one side and then hit it down on the other side to make it go again. So you don't have to click it up. So you're not wrecking your shoes when you click. You're not wrecking the toe cap of your shoes by clicking it up.
Genius.
So that's pretty much was a selling point for us.
Did you buy?
We were like sold.
Did you buy the pram from Culture Kings?
No. No.
I seriously reckon a bull bar on a pram is a good idea.
You reckon it's an investment? Maybe business venture?
I've got
Have you
enough
got
on my plate. I don't need any more. I'm
sure?
good. Yeah.
Sure?
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. I also. I don't know how good I'd be at trying to sell a bull bar on a pram, to be honest. Obviously, it's a dumb idea. So. The other thing is, so you're rocking your sock about teenagers. Have you just got a vendetta against teenagers?
No, I mean, I am old and I do go, oh, God, they're annoying. Like, I'm sure I was annoying to older people when I was young as well. But no, not in particular. I just feel like I'm old now and I just look at them and go, oh.
Which brings me to another rock in your sock,
Extra
which
rock
you mentioned. Given that this podcast is, well, I was going to say it's not pregnancy themed. It's like maternal, you know what I mean? It's like all this kind of stuff. So what was your pregnancy classed as?
It's a geriatric pregnancy.
Have we get a sound effect? We get like a geriatric sound effect.
Yeah. So because you're over 37, I was 37, that counts apparently.
That's a weird thing. That's a weird thing.
Yeah.
A 37-year-old being geriatric pregnancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it because the older you get, the more risks there are. But I think at 37, especially if you're fit and healthy and stuff, I don't think they should be saying that. I nearly fell off my chair the first time they mentioned the word. I was like, sorry.
So we need
Did you just call me geriatric?
Yeah, it's pretty weird. Maybe my definition of geriatric is wrong as well, though, because I just thought geriatric was like old people.
Old people. That's what I see it as, old people.
Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, well, maybe there's
Or it's a new age for geriatrics.
Maybe we need to look at changing the name of geriatric pregnancy.
Just give it a bit of a softer word. I don't know what word to use, but just a softer one.
Just to make old and new mothers feel a bit better about the process. Like, because we've got a lot.
I felt so.
Fair bit going on.
Mature age.
Yeah, mature age.
Mature age pregnancy?
Mature age pregnancy.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like a really good apprenticeship. Righto. There's some good rocks there. Now, we've got a little business to shout out, but we need to get this intro going.
Prestige worldwide.
Prestige worldwide. The first word in entertainment.
First word.
Management.
Financial portfolios. Insurance.
Computers.
Black leather gloves.
Research and development. Putting in the man hours to study the science of what you need.
Last week, we put liquid paper on a bee. And it died.
Security.
And
investors? Possibly you.
Wow.
think that's the longest intro
That's a long intro, isn't
we've
it?
ever had.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to get done for copyright.
It's fantastic.
Now that I've said that too. Is any... yeah, righto. We'll have to edit that part out. Although we can't. We're fucked.
It's in there now.
Well, thank you, Step Brothers. Yeah, there we go. That's our longest intro.
I like it.
You familiar with the movie?
Yes. Yeah.
Good. It'd be awkward if you weren't.
Definitely.
We were doing Joke of the Week. We've dabbled with Joke of the Week from time to time. We've got Borat. I'm not going to explain it, actually. He's probably got it there.
This suit is not black.
Yeah, anyway. That's kind of what we do for shits and giggles around here. So Funky Shirt Friday business shout out this week is for the lovely staff at Serena Hospital, which is in Serena, Queensland. No, it's in Mackay, which is North Queensland. Now, these legends on the Mud Hut are just all rocking their trademark shirts. Obviously hospital staff. I'm guessing a mix of doctors and nurses out there doing some good things. And we love the fact that people in the healthcare system getting around trademark.
A lot of my nurse friends are into it. They like the shirts and wear them and stuff. Like they've got friends in mental health nursing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They're all about it. Yeah, it's popping up more and more in their healthcare system. And obviously, yeah, if there's kind of any place that, you know, a positive conversation might help someone, there's probably a place like a hospital. But also particularly for healthcare workers, because like the amount of
It's a pretty high stress job.
hell yeah, particularly the past like 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Bit insane. Yeah, like my mum's a nurse and she was like telling me about all the PPE that they've had to wear. Like
Just constantly taking it off and on and off and on. And
the COVID times PPE that hospital staff have been wearing is
And the
insane. The full
face
mask.
and a mask. And
Yep.
then their glasses under all of that.
Yep.
Double eye protection like they're using a grinder or something.
Yeah,
And then the full suit.
it's insane.
Yeah.
And then at the end of their shift when they come up, like when they knock off they got all
Yeah.
the lines and
Poor
yeah.
things.
So no, definitely empathising with hospital staff now more than and ambos as well. We're seeing all the stuff about ramping and stuff. There's just like not enough paramedics and stuff getting around, which is crazy.
Yeah, I've seen when I was going to my hospital appointments for Remy, the ramping. You can, the way I walk into the hospital, you go in by the hospital, the ambulance bay, and it's just people parked up,
Lined up.
Yep.
Yeah.
actual patients just lined up. Poor things.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I mean, shout out to anyone in the healthcare system because you're
100%.
doing an amazing job, and you've obviously just had an experience in the.
Yeah,
Yeah. Where did you? What hospital?
Marta.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good experience.
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, childbirth's a thing.
As good
It's
as-
a thing.
as Yeah.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it for anyone. It's
As
an
good
experience.
as it could be when you're pushing another
Human out of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the staff, amazing. The nurses, midwives, doctors, everyone was great. So I can't fault them on that. It's more just, giving birth isn't exactly.
Yeah, right. No, I feel really desensitized to that. Well, I mean, I'm sure it's different when you're a father, like seeing the whole thing happen and it's your child. But like my mum's a midwife and she's been telling me about this stuff since, honestly, some of my youngest memories.
Hearing about people giving birth.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff. Yeah, and like mum coming home, like, you know, I'll never forget the story that, you know, the day before I was going, or the morning I was going to school as a 10-year-old, going to catch the bus, and mum came home from night shift and she wasn't wearing her regular clothes. She was wearing like a set of scrubs. And I'm like, what's going on here? And mum just, without batting an eyelid, told me how she just gets covered in feces, which, you know, is a thing that can happen in childbirth, you know, when there's a lot going on. But the patient or the mother who was giving birth in discomfort leaned over and scooped everything out from what had happened and flung it across the room and nailed mum with it all. And so she had to wear a different set of scrubs home. And I was like, and then she's like leaned in to kiss me like goodbye to school. And I was like,
Don't ever touch me.
no, don't ever touch me again. Yeah, but also,
You're tainted now.
but also, can you help? Like, I need dinner and stuff. So
But also, can you shower before you make me dinner?
yeah, crazy. Funky Shirt shout out, business shout out, Serena Hospital staff. Thanks for the support, legends. Righto. Well, we'll wrap up with a bit of tea action. I think it's poignant today now more than ever, is given that, you know, you're a female tradie out there and you've been a full-time tradie and you've gone from, you know, working on the tools to all of a sudden having a full-time job as a mother.
Yeah, it's big change.
A huge transition.
Huge.
We recorded a podcast last year with Rani Farmer from Peachtree Perinatal Wellness, and she gave me and Ed a whole lot of really insane insights into just what mothers and fathers and parents in general go through on both sides of the pregnancy, and it's just a whirlwind. And particularly blokes, like particularly new fathers, I think go through. I mean,
they're not growing it, so they don't have the attachment until it comes out.
Yeah,
and you can sort of
it's a bit of a weird
feel for them that they don't sort of have the same connection.
Whole new sort of they have to like find ways to connect and all that kind of stuff. So it's a whole new set of experiences, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very real, and like we were talking about before, like we know, I know, DK here knows a whole bunch of people who have new parents and having babies and stuff coming along, and there's a whole lot of different problems and challenges and unexpected things that come up with that. So yeah, our podcast we did last year with Rani Farmer from Peachtree Perinatal Wellness is well worth a listen for anyone who wants to, find out a bit more about some of the challenges that new parents face. But of course, we also help fund a free mental health support service. Now, there's a lot of female tradies out there who will all be. I mean, Steph, Melbourne Chippy Chick has just had a baby as well. I think so. There's two that I know about.
And another girl, Britt, who's a plumber. She just had a baby as well, little baby boy.
Really?
Yeah. So there's been a fair few lately, which is obviously good for girls in the industry to know that you can do it, because it is terrifying falling pregnant and being a tradie.
I bet.
Telling my boss was the scariest thing.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I couldn't imagine what that must be like, but it is good to see that it's so normal now.
Yeah, totally.
As it should be.
Yeah, for sure.
There's obviously just a huge shift in like your full-time job now, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
no,
it's like,
it's weird not going to work, getting up and going, okay, well, I'm not going to work today.
Yeah.
I'm going to look after a human instead.
You get a different job.
Yeah.
Yeah, mad. Well, if anyone out there wants to chat to a mental health professional or counsellor or anything like that, we're always available, but not always, between Monday and Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. So 0488 469 88. And just as an update, we've ticked over 9,000 clients at TX, which just over 2 years. So those are 9,000 clients who might have just called once or might have gone on like a 10-step program as well with TX. So yeah, they're coming through red hot at the moment. So yeah, strongly encourage anyone to reach out to TX if they want to have a yarn with a counsellor and see what it's like. We've got the best counsellors. Tell them down in Carlin. 9,218 people supported so far this year. In 2 years, 9,218. So yeah, that's awesome. The exact number as of about half an hour ago. So that's about us for Funky Shirt Fridays.
Awesome.
Yeah, that wasn't so hard, was it?
No, a little bit.
Is Remy still asleep?
Yeah, she's out cold.
How good?
She thinks we're boring. Clearly.
She's so chilled.
She's very chilled. I'm very lucky.
We'll have to get a photo together with her and yourself for the thumbnail of the podcast so that everyone can see how cute she looks.
She looks pretty cute in her shirt.
Oh yeah, she's wearing a little trademark shirt. She's wearing a little six month old.
It's very oversized.
Miss Feelgood. That one is obviously if she's wearing it, she can't be wearing a Mr. Feelgood.
No, she could if she wants.
She can actually,
she can do whatever she wants.
You can do whatever she wants. I take all of that back. You are free to go. Awesome, Carlin. Well, it's great to have you in. It's great to see you.
Thanks for having me. It's good to come in. I was going to bring her in to
introduce
her to you anyway. Well, so this worked out well.
I thought it was a good opportunity because I'm without a co-host, and it's been good to catch up, and I think it's just really great to shine a bit of a brief light on the awesome lady tradies out there who are working and starting families at the same time.
Yep.
We'll have to do a bit of a longer form podcast sometime. Now that you've done your first one and you're such a natural on the microphone.
Oh yes,
and not
natural.
Awkward at all.
I'm so awkward.
Yeah, we'll have to do another one sometime and find out a bit more about your journey, because as a mature age electrical apprentice, you've had a
geriatric apprentice
and a geriatric mother. Yeah, so I think you've got an awesome story which will shine a light on at some point. But
awesome.
Look forward to it. Happy Funky Shirt Friday.
Happy Funky Shirt Friday.
Hope you have a cracker.
Yeah, you too.
Love your work out there, legends. Thanks for listening. And don't forget to reach out with your tricks of the trade. Have an awesome Friday. Love your work and look after yourselves. My ears are sweaty.
Yeah.
If I stop, I'll die.